I want you to pretend I'm 10 years old. So this is something we do where, I'm going to ask you a question under the guise of a 10-year-old. So pretend I'm 10 and explain to me what happens when you grow up. Like, explain what's growing up.
When you grow up.
Yeah.
All the dreams that you thought you could do, you really can't, so you kind of settle. And you kind of just do something that can slightly make you happy, that you're not completely miserable with. But you still kind of enjoy. Like, your core dream is somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But you're definitely not reaching that pinnacle that you really thought you were going to get to.
Gotcha. So you're not an astronaut, but maybe you make little model planes.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what would you tell me? Pretend I'm 10 and explain to me, what does it mean to grow up?
Well, I think, are we on? Okay. Well, I think keep the child in you alive.
Okay.
And remember how beautiful you are and how precious you are. And keep your dreams alive and believe in the possibility of magic. Children have that sense of magic.
Yeah.
And I think some of, like you see some people, they become adults and they play on an adult level,
Yep.
Like you watch somebody like, Lionel Hampton, You watch somebody like Brother Blue. You watch somebody like, let me just think of things. My friend Opie Karam. You watch adults who are very grown up and they take care of themselves and they've learned to be grown-ups, but they keep the child, they keep that play, that sense of play alive. The people who have made the most difference in the world are not the ones who did what was realistic.
Okay.
What Coretta and Martin did was not realistic.
Who's Coretta and Martin?
Coretta Scott King and Martin Luther King.
Oh, gotcha.
What they did was not realistic.
Yeah, especially
it kind
for
of
the time.
Changes, right?
Yeah.
What let me just think of what Brother Blue did was not realistic. What Fannie Lou Hamer, she was a civil rights activist. The changes that they were able to bring about at that time in the South were not realistic.
Yeah.
So. What Eve Ensler with A Billion Women Rising, which includes men as well, those things are not realistic. The people who believe in the beauty of their dreams and find a way to make them come true. So whatever you have in you, whatever you love to do, stick with that. Be persistent, don't give up, have some kind of discipline to keep you going. But
great advice.
Believe in something greater, whatever you want to call it. The name isn't so important, but there's something beyond what we can see with our eyes.
Yeah.
Some people call it God, some people call it goddess, some people call it love. It doesn't matter what you call it.
Okay.
But take that force with you. Never, ever, 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 ever give up. And get a lot of support around you. And support your friends. And stand for what's right. And do what you love, what you really love. And it's not selfish.
Like the podcast.
To do what you love. Like you love doing podcasts. Do that, right.
Yeah.
And somebody may say that's crazy. But that's what you love to do.
Sure.
So you do that. Whatever's in your heart to do. And if you can get support from your family, great. And if you can't, get support elsewhere, and enjoy life and be grateful. And if you're mad, find a way to get it out without hurting anybody.
I was going to say, you're not punching the pillow.
You can punch a pillow. That's okay.
You can?
You can punch a pillow. Just, try not to punch another person.
Okay, there.
Richard! Oh, wow.
Don't deny your negative. If you have negative feelings like anger or fear, express them in a healthy way. Express them. Don't push them down and pretend like they're not there, because that's a good way to get sick.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to, okay?
And it'll get
So
you
let
in the
it
long
out.
run. Yeah.
Right, but just find a way to express it. And sometimes you can express it through art or music or poetry or podcasts or
There you go, yeah.
writing.
Your poetry, yeah.
And don't give up. It's hard times, but don't give up. And you may feel alone, but we're really not alone.
I want you to pretend I'm 10 and explain to me what happens when you grow up. So I'm a 10-year-old, maybe I'm your kid or your nephew or something like that, and I come up, what happens when you grow up? What's it like? What would you say?
Well, I would answer that
if I were 10 or you were 10, and I would say, describe my life, I would say that just live life and don't stress about the little things or the little problems that you have growing up. Those things are just like feelings or moments that will pass, and at the end you just have to be happy and cool with who you are, and at the end everything will turn out right, and just work towards yourself and towards helping others and your family, and you'll live happy.
All right, that's a good answer.
If you were a 10-year-old and you would ask me like what happens when you grow up, I would say that you become your own person.
Okay.
You start like doing your own thing, like stopping like depending on others. You just like I would literally tell that person, you become you.
Nice.
You become you. Yeah.
Sorry, I was interrupted. Is that Amari? Yeah. What's up, brother? How's it going?
Hey.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Amari, what's going on? Where's your scooter?
I came from school, so I didn't.
You come bring it?
Yeah.
We're asking, how old are you?
10.
You're 10?
No, I'm 11.
Oh, sorry. This is perfect. What do you think happens when you grow up?
Life happens.
Life happens?
Bills.
Bills?
A wife and kids.
Wife and kids.
Yeah.
You last time we talked to you, you said you might have a girl. Do you have a favorite restaurant in Boston? You like going out? Taking the ladies out? No. You don't take the ladies out?
No.
Kyrie?
No.
Do you have a girlfriend?
That's classified.
That's classified. he's out of here. Remember? You gotta.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. What
happened? What happened?
She cheated.
No, she didn't.
No way.
She cheated on you? You're the basketball star.
Yeah, I had a hockey tournament.
You had a hockey tournament. Well, how did she cheat on you?
I don't know. He kissed another guy.
She kissed another guy?
No.
Hey, at least you know she's in for you, man.
Are you gonna give her another shot?
No.
Throwing her to the curb? Kicking her to the curb. She cheated. I don't blame you.
She belonged to the street.
She did belong to the streets. What's your name?
My name is Liam.
Liam. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23. You live in Boston?
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
Nice. Whereabouts?
Brighton's.
Nice. How's it going? You like the city?
Yeah. I mean, I was raised here. I can't not like it.
Yeah. Do you want to get out of here though, or do you plan on staying here forever?
It's getting a little expensive.
Yeah.
Could use a little cheaper. Cheaper rent would be good.
Yeah, I've seen that, how like locals are getting priced out of their own city type thing.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's got to be annoying.
It's a little annoying, but what can you do? It happens everywhere.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, it's a good sign too, because Boston's kind of upcoming.
Yeah.
It's showing that things are getting better when prices go up. So it's like a good and bad thing. To pretend I'm 10 years old.
Okay.
Okay. And explain what happens to me when you grow up. So a 10-year-old, maybe your own kid, in the future. I don't know if you have one now, but
that's a tough one.
Where'd you start? What would you say?
What happens to you when you grow up?
Yeah.
You have more responsibility. You got to pay bills. I mean, growing up kind of sucks. As a kid, you have everything handed to you.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want, basically, with no consequences.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So you just say it sucks?
It sucks, pretty much. That's it. Yeah.
It sucks. All right, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Hit them right in the reality of
just like
let them know what's going on.
Consequences for your actions, pretty much. And on top of that, you have to pay for anything you want.
Yeah.
You want a nice place, you got to pay for it. You want good food, you got to pay for it.
Yep.
Everything, nothing comes free.
Yeah.
What happens when you grow up?
What would your advice or response be?
You have a lot of independence to figure out how to make yourself function in the world, to figure out what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, do the things and hang out with the people who are important to you, and take the things that aren't important to you out of your life.
Okay. So you'd have a lot more control and responsibility.
Yeah.
Pretty much. What thing would you say that, like you would say, you're going to miss this? Like what would you tell a 10-year-old about their current life as a 10-year-old versus, their life when they get older? What would you say, make sure you enjoy this aspect specifically?
I would say just not having the responsibility to necessarily work every single day, to kind of go out and play.
Okay.
I think like the other day I went out and just kicked around a soccer ball, which brought me back to my childhood.
Yeah.
And it's a rare opportunity where I get to do that.
Yeah.
And not hurt the next day.
Yeah, especially as a doctor
and enjoy that.
In your long hours, I'm sure. Like.
Yeah.
That's good. So enjoy your time to not work.
To just run around and enjoy, being outside and playing with friends. Yeah.
Gotcha. I want you guys to pretend I'm 10.
10?
Pretend 10 years old.
Okay.
And explain to me what growing up means. Like, what is it? If a 10-year-old came up to you, maybe your kid or someone close to you that's 10, right? What does it mean to grow up? What would you tell them?
You're gaining responsibilities as you're growing up.
They're 10.
Okay.
Like, enjoy your life.
Like, what happens when I'm your age?
Grow
It's
up, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna gain responsibilities, new experiences. You're gonna explore, see what you like, see what you don't like. It's just like, it's a fun ride, but it's also just like a lot at once sometimes,
Okay. What advice would you give, like, about growing up to a 10-year-old?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I didn't put a lot of thought into things. So it's like, do things that you really want to do. Like, enjoy your life, and don't necessarily like listen to other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, just because things sound cool, like, give them some thought.
Okay.
Like, take a second to do things. Like, don't rush into everything.
That's good advice.
Yeah. Definitely what she said, but honestly, find your own path, figure out what works for you. Like, don't rush into things. I feel like take your time, figure out what you like, your hobbies, your niches, and then make your own world, your own path for that.
Okay, so you're 10 years old. You want to be a grown-up, right?
Yeah.
What is most exciting for you as a grown-up? Nobody can tell you what to do, right?
Okay.
Well, actually, you have to get a job whenever you get grown up. Somebody's gonna tell you have to go to college, or you have to go get a job, or you have to do something with your life. So people are still telling you what to do, even though you're a grown-up, and they're not supposed to be able to tell you what to do whenever you're 18 years old. You don't get to nap anymore whenever you want to. You have to worry about who's paying for the roof over your head. You have to worry about where your next meal is coming from. You may have to make it yourself. Your parents aren't going to make it for you anymore. Your older siblings aren't going to make it for you anymore.
Yeah.
Now, doesn't it sound a lot better to stay 10 years old than it does to grow up? Like, I'm thinking about it right now. Like, I miss my days whenever I was a kid. All I was doing was playing soccer out on the field. Like, I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have any of that going on. Yeah.
No worries. So basically everything just gets worse, is what you're saying to the
I'm not saying it gets worse. I'm just saying that it's pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it pretty good.
That's good advice. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
And things are going to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happens when you grow up?
Yeah.
Well, the most important thing you discover is that adult life is not as much fun, but mostly responsibilities. And you discover that, well, when I was 10 years old, I thought that I will be able to do so much more. And then I discovered that, well, I can do some things which I couldn't do back then, but I can't do some things which I could do as a child. For example, I love climbing up trees. Okay. So enjoy your time when you're 10 years old, climb all the trees you got there, because many things will change when you grow up.
That's good advice. So some things change for the better and some for the worse. It's a little bit give and take.
Yeah.
Gotcha.